What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over Black Bolt and White Flare, everything you need to know for release day, which is just under a week away now, so not far at all. We're going to be going over everything from release dates to pull rates and everything in between. Now, as we know, this is a special set, so not everything gets released on the same date. It's staggered and there's different products. We don't get the stuff that we do in the normal standard sets. So let's go through everything so you don't miss out on any opportunities and you know exactly what you need to know. Right, yeah, and there's actually a lot to get through because this set, or sets, because there's actually two sets and a lot of people get confused. Black Bolt and White Flare is two sets, not one set. It's two sets releasing at the same time. And it is incredible because there's actually I think there's over 140 illustration rares combined across both sets. There's 70, just over 70 in each set, I believe, which is an insane amount of illustration rares. We've never seen anything like that before. It's going to be, I don't want to say impossible, but it's going to be incredibly hard if you're going for a master set of this. There is a lot to collect. So along with the vast amount of illustration rares, you're going to get one for every single Unova Pokemon, which is incredible. But we're also actually getting a new category of rares. We're getting monochrome cards. So in Black Bolt, we're getting a completely black card. In White Flare, we're getting a white card. And there's also a Victini red card, which is actually available across both sets. So whether you're opening packs of Black Bolt or White Flare, you do have the opportunity to get this red Victini, apparently. So let's start off by going through the pull rates. I have the pull rates here in front of me. I've got my little notepad already. I've been planning for you guys so I can give you all the best information that I can. Right, so as well as this set being huge, there's over 400 cards in each set. And as well as there being like over 70 illustration rares in each set, we also got Pokeballs and Master Balls, which is insane. So there is so much to collect. I don't think I'm gonna try and collect a master set of this. I'm just gonna open some, enjoy, maybe just get my favorite cards, the ones that I really like, and we'll look through the cards later in the video. Right, pull rates, let's get to it. So the first thing we're gonna look at is the Pokeball pull rates are gonna be 1 in 3 packs. So they're not as common as some previous sets, but they're more common than some other sets. We're also going back to the old artwork for the Pokeballs. I actually prefer it. I felt like in Prismatic Evolution, the texture was nice. I like the texture of the cards, but the actual design of the cards, sometimes you couldn't even notice that you'd got a Pokeball or a Master Ball. It was very unrecognizable. I think it stands out a lot more on this version of cards, so that's good. 1 in 3 for Pokeballs. Next, we're going to look at the EXs. So EXs are 1 in 5. So 1 in 5 packs is going to pack you an EX on average. Not guaranteed, but on average, it's 1 in 5. Master Ball pull rates, I've seen a little bit of conflicting information on this, but it looks like you're going to get 1 in 15 packs for a Master Ball. So a Master Ball every 1 in 15. Full art cards are also going to be 1 in 15 packs. And here's the big one. Here's the one we really need to know because there's so many illustration rares to collect. How often are you going to get an illustration rare? Well, the fact is you're going to get an illustration rare on average in 1 in 6 packs, which isn't bad. It's like they've almost doubled the hit rate for it. Well, they have doubled the hit rate for illustration rares compared to other recent sets like Destiny Rivals, Journey Together. So you're going to be getting a lot more pulls, but obviously there is a lot more pulls to get. People are complaining that the hit rate isn't high enough because they're taking all of the cards together. Basically, what's being said is you have to open over 900 packs to get all of the illustration rares. And that's if you don't pull one single duplicate. But that's technically, you've got to look at it like collecting 2 sets because really each set has 70. So you're looking at 450 packs without any duplicates to pack every single illustration rare in a set. Obviously, you're collecting 2 sets at the same time. Then, yeah, 900 packs, but it's going to take way over 1,000 realistically, accounting for duplicates. Special illustration rares are somewhere in between 70 and 80, 1 in every 70 to 80 packs. And yeah, that's it regarding pull rates. I know I broke that down really simply, but it doesn't need to be any more difficult than that. That is what we can expect. That is the pull rates for the set. If you're going to collect it, you're going to have to be prepared to open a lot of both sets if you're trying to complete both. Maybe it might be worth just focusing on one. Maybe it might be worth just collecting your favorite cards. The problem is some of the products don't have one single set in them. Like I believe the poster collections and stuff have a bit of both. So it's hard to get products with one set if you're just going to try and do that. But yeah, with over 800 unique cards, there is a lot of cards coming out for us to sort through. I did mention already, but the monochromes look really cool, and it is worth noting again that the red Victini card should be, I don't know the prices yet, we can look at the prices, and I believe the red Victini card is the most expensive card in the Japanese version, and we'll look at those in a bit anyway. But it is available across both sets, so I don't know if that means that the pull rates are going to be easier and there's going to be more red Victini cards on average than there is going to be for the black and white monochrome cards. But it looks like the pull rate on the monochrome cards is going to be about 1 in 500 packs, supposedly. That's what the data that I'm seeing says, 1 in 500 packs. Which is, yeah, a lot of packs again. And next up, let's look at the playability. Actually, in the TCG, it looks like we're going to get some playable cards. Well, maybe get some playable cards. The Emboar that's being released in this set is actually part of the line. I believe they've made the card almost identical to the Emboar in the original Black and White series collection. And it has the same ability that lets you draw fire energies as many times as you want. No, not draw. It lets you play fire energies from your hand onto Pokemon as many times as you want. And that card actually won the Pokemon Championships in 2011. So I think we've moved on from the rotation of that playability, and I don't think it's going to be too popular this time around. But it's worth noting that there is some playable cards coming back in, so keep an eye out for things like that. Now, I mentioned as well how we're going back to the older version of the Pokeball and Master Ball artworks. We're going to get like the Japanese versions, which I personally really like. I know some people don't, but I do. But it's also worth noting that the holo pattern on these cards is going back to the original black and white set. Now, it's not just the black and white English set, but it's going back to the black and white Japanese set. So when black and white first released in English, we still had those horrible yellow borders on the cards, which are now gone, where Japan had the grey borders. Now, we also have the grey borders this time around. So it's going to be that we're going to also get the same holo pattern as them. So that's kind of cool. I generally think, just in general, not for me personally, because I was a bit before this, the OG 151 is very nostalgic for me. And then going into like, when was I was playing like Ruby and Sapphire was like a real good time for me in the Pokemon when I used to collect and I used to play. The Gen 5 is a little bit after I sort of fell out of Pokemon for a while. But Gen 5 is actually very nostalgic, and I think it will bring a lot of people in. Gen 5 is very sought after. I think a lot of people regard Gen 5 as like the best gen as well. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. Also, I don't know if you've seen, if you've been doing a bit of research yourself, but you'll notice that the card numbers are actually different in the English set than they are in the Japanese set. Now, this is kind of weird, and I can't really get my head around this or why they've done it. But for some reason, they moved some of the cards about from the English set to the Japanese set, or the Japanese set to the English set. The English set has moved some cards around for no real reason. I think, what were they? They were, the Bravery has moved from Black Bolt to White Flare, which makes it's moved from White Flare to Black Bolt, which makes no sense, because Bravery was a white exclusive in the original, and for some reason now they put it in Black Bolt. I don't know why they've made that switch over. Going the other way, Mandibuzz went the other way, which is also wrong because that should have been in Black Bolt, but it's now in White Flare. I don't really know why they've done that. And then also Chandelure and Klinklang have also swapped over, which has meant that the numbers have shifted around, if anyone's noticed that. Now, for all my UK people, I know like I'm mainly a UK channel. I'm the #1 Pokemon YouTuber in the UK. No, not really. I wish, but one day maybe. But anyways, my UK people, we're going to go through like release dates and stuff. To be honest, they are the same as the US or anywhere else. But I'm going to go through a few stores that you might want to check out as well. But that's going to be kind of more UKE. I don't know what I'm on today. Seriously. So the first thing I'll just mention actually is obviously Pokemon Center, you don't stand a chance. Pokemon Center is all sold out. It was sold out like a month ago. I can't remember when the original release was, but it's important to note that because everything is staggered, Usually, the Pokemon Center restocks about a month after release. So it may well be worth keeping an eye on, I don't know why I'm waving my arms around like this. It may well be worth keeping your eye on the Pokemon Center UK. Yeah, just because they probably might get a restock of ETBs and stuff, so you can maybe get those stamp promos. That would be cool. Right, let's go through our release schedule. I've got it here. I've got it here in my notes. So on the 18th of July, obviously we're getting the ETBs. We're getting a Black Bolt ETB, which has exclusively Black Bolt cards in. And we are getting the White Flare ETB, which has got exclusively White Flare products in. We're also getting the binder collections. There is an exclusive Black Bolt binder. There is an exclusive White Flare binder. We are also getting poster collections. Poster collections are different because poster collections, we have not got one from each set. It is combined, so we get 2 packs from each. We get 2 Black Bolt and 2 White Flare from there. And the last thing that's going to come out on the 18th of July is the mini tins. Again, these are separate. They come with 2 packs and a little coin and another thing you don't really care about. It just pushes the average price of packs up. But yeah. Then we have a break and we're heading to August the 1st. Now on August the 1st, we have got the tech sticker collections. Now the tech sticker collections actually look really cool and they have a couple of unique promo cards in there. There is one again for Black Bolt and one for White Flare. We're also getting the illustration collection. Now this is a Victini illustration. There's a giant Victini illustration rare card and there is a exclusive promo Victini illustration rare, and you also get the Pokeball Victini card in there, and you get some packs as well. I believe that's 2 of each set as well. But yeah, that's a cool one to look out for on August the 1st. Then probably the most important one, if you're going to follow sort of the most budget-friendly way of doing things, is booster bundles. Now, booster bundles come out on the 22nd of August. Now, if you're going to do things the most price cost-effective way, I just realised my Discord has been pinging. If you're going to try and do things the most price cost-effective way to get the most for your money and the average best value per pack, I did do this. I've done a few guides on my channel. I did like a few guides to where to buy and a beginner's guide, and we went through how to work out or look at what products offer you the best price per pack. Normally I'd suggest at this point, if you are on a budget, just get an ETB and then wait. Although poster collections are also offer the best value for packs, I believe, as well. And then we're going to wait. You're going to want to wait. It might be a while, but honestly, booster bundles are going to be the way forwards if you want to get packs for the cheapest, if you're able to get them at retail price. Booster bundles are going to offer you none of that extra stuff that you might not want. Sometimes we get desperate for cards or packs so much because there's so little available. We'll just buy whatever's there. And do you really want to buy like 10 binder collections? Well, 10's a bit extreme, but do you really want to buy a bunch of binder collections and have a load of like not very good binders floating around? You know what I mean? Which is, you're paying for nothing really. So 22nd of August, booster bundles. Definitely hang around and wait for them if you're trying to save some money and get your best value for pack. And because it's a special set, we're not going to have booster boxes. We're not going to have half booster boxes. And you're not going to have individual packs available. If you see individual packs being sold, it is because whatever company, local TCG store or online store or whatever, they've unboxed the products and they're selling the packs individually. There's not individual packs for sale. It doesn't happen in special collections. So just bear that in mind. So we all know what to expect from an ETB. You get 9 packs, you get some dividers, you get some dice, you get some energy cards. You get, what else do you get? You get condition counters. And then the most important thing, you're going to get a promo card. Now the promo cards for Black Bolt, you're going to get a Thunderous, which is actually a really cool artwork. And for White Flare, you're going to get a Tornadus. Don't mind me looking down at my notes. Anyway. The only difference is if you get the Pokemon Center, if you're lucky enough to get the Pokemon Center ETB, is that you actually get 2 extra packs. So you get 2 more packs than you do in a normal ETB. And also you get the normal promo, but you also get a Pokemon Center stamped promo, which can be cool and is very collectible. People seem to keep those things sealed, but you know me, I like to open everything. So if I ever do get a Pokemon Center ETB, you better believe that thing is getting opened up immediately. And to be honest, I think I've just about covered everything I wanted to cover. So we've been through what we can expect in terms of release dates. We've been through what we can expect in terms of pull rates, which is the two most important things. I think we know like the big cards from the set, so we know that the monochrome cards are the new rarity of cards. No one's really mentioned it either, but this is taken the place of gold cards, right? Because gold cards used to be the rarest rarity, but they were never really that sought after. So I don't know if Pokemon are trying something different this time around, and they're taking out gold cards, replacing it with something a little bit different to see if that sort of spices things up a little bit, and it looks like it's going to. Right, yeah, we don't have prices yet of the English cards because it's not out yet. None of the major sites that will tell us prices have got them listed up yet, but they do have the Japanese cards. Bear in mind, English is always way more sought after and expensive than Japanese cards, but it's a good idea of what we can look for, what's going to be the most... I'm sorry, my camera keeps shaking. It's a good way of us looking at what's going to be the most expensive card in the set and what isn't. So let's have a quick look through that now. Right, so here we are looking at White Flare. Obviously, we've got our Reshiram here. This is in Japanese, is going for £208. And then we've got, I've done this in number order. So we're starting from the last card going backwards. Hilda looks expensive. Very nice card. Got some features on there as well. I see a Zeb Striker there. And the next one I think is going to be a big one. This £26 doesn't seem too bad. This Hydreigon looks really nice. This might be one of my chases for this set. If you're looking for something a little bit more colourful, we've got the Keldeo. And then we've got the Reshiram. Now, the Reshiram EX is probably the number one SAR chase card behind the SAR Secret Rare, Monochrome Rarity, whatever you want to call that one. It's Reshiram and Reshiram basically. And then, yeah, look at all these other nice cards. There's some really nice ones in here. Oh, this looks cool. Udagon is pretty cool. What else? Does anyone else see anything that they look... That's nice. Zorua, that pops. And then, what else do I like the look of? There's so many illustration rares. It's hard to keep up with what's what. Imagine trying to collect all these. I really feel sorry for you if you're going for a master set. That's kind of cool. I like the Sork. Archon. Yeah, I like the kind of colourful ones. I do like the colourful cards. We've got a Stunfisk. That Galvantula looks quite cool. These are quite cool. Ah, the Ducklet. Look at the Ducklet. It looks like most of these in Japanese is sort of between £3 and £5. Goodness knows what that means they're going to be in English. Oshawott is a little bit more expensive. I kind of like that. These are cool. That's a nice artwork. I can see why that's a little bit more. A Tepig. That is a nice one. So yeah, that's White Flare. That looks quite good to me, if you ask me. This set is going to be good. And it's important to note as well, this is the last set in Scarlet and Violet before we head to a whole new era of cards. We're going into the Mega era. First sort of little sneak peeks are starting to come out of that, so we'll have to keep an eye. Right, okay, yeah, so we've got the Zekrom over here. 192, which I think the Reshiram was more. And I think the Reshiram was more than the Zekrom SR, but if you ask me, this Zekrom looks nicer than the Reshiram. I'm siding with the Zekrom, I think, yeah, in my personal opinion on that one. Again, End's Plot is a very expensive card. If this is like over £100 in Japanese, goodness knows what it's going to be in English, like mega money. And then we've got, what have we got? Yeah, I don't know what I think of that card. That's a bit of an ugly one. What do I see? Do I see anything that I really like that stands out here? These are cool. That one's cool. I like that one. Wallaby's nice. Here we go. Here's the one I saw earlier that I really like. The Dweeble. I don't know why, but I just really like this. It's really cute. The beach vibes, looking at himself in the bottle. I don't know, there's something about this that I like. Yeah, I mean, look at all these SIRs. There's so many, isn't there? These are all so cool. That one's worth a little bit more, that Dynamo. I'm not really sure why. I guess anything can affect the cost of a card, the playability as well. And I think I might try and collect these because if you don't know, I'm a little bit of an animal enthusiast. I've always liked my wildlife, and I actually studied animal conservation and biodiversity at university, and I have a diploma in countryside management or wildlife conservation as well. So that's kind of my background. I don't really do it now. It's kind of like a hobby for me, but I do love my wildlife. When I was 18, I actually went to Costa Rica and did a volunteering conservation project where I worked with turtles. Ever since then, turtles have been like my favorite animal. And I can't lie, this Caracosta and the Tortuga are possibly my favorite. I might have to get them just as a little, just as a little something for myself. If I'm not going to complete the whole set, but those two, I don't know. They've got a little space in my heart somewhere. I'm such a nerd. Oh dear. Nah, look at all these cards. There's so many. And then we're going to go through it's important to note, this is the best thing. When you're pulling an illustration rare, you know it's going to be a Pokemon because they have done away with the trainers and stuff in this. So there you go. And then we've got Pokeballs and Master Balls of every single card as well. Right, anyways, I'm going to end that there, everyone. I hope that was helpful in one way or not. I tried to keep it informative and let you know everything that you're going to need to know for this set coming out. It is just under a week until we get our first products out. I hope you've managed to get your pre-orders. If you haven't, I hope you managed to get some on release day. Please like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord if you haven't. We've got a lovely little Discord community going on. I'm really enjoying myself over there. We've got trades happening. We've just got general chat about Pokemon, and it's actually become like a really, really nice little community. So join that if you're looking for that kind of thing. I might do some giveaways over there soon. Who knows? Maybe. It's not a hint. But yeah, join, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.